Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, August 19th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 659 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. 2 women dead after shooting at Indiana automotive plant, authorities say, suspect arrested. Dr. Pimple Popper wrestled orange-sized lipomas out of a fan's thigh and neck. Bannon says Trump should become speaker, lead Biden impeachment, resign, and run for president in 2024. Rudy Giuliani seeks to limit what feds see on his electronics. Bartender seen kissing married man in VFW bar before body found on farm, cops. Colorado's Boebert discloses husband's work for energy firm. New Jeopardy! Host Mike Richards apologizes for thoughtlessness and insensitivity on resurfaced podcast. Unruly passengers arrested at Nashville airport after reportedly refusing to wear masks. There's good news for immigrants applying for green cards, for now, at least. Biden directs Department of Education to take action against governors blocking school mask mandates. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Biden administration to use federal civil rights office to deter states from school mask bans, The New York Times. Crowded events, no masks, then a coronavirus diagnosis for Governor Abbott of Texas, The New York Times. Washington's Ron Rivera on NFL taunting crackdown, we don't need the young people to see that, Fox News. Florida's largest school district votes in favor of mask mandate, defies governor, CNN. Federal judge halts ConocoPhillips Willow project on Alaska's North Slope, The Washington Post. New York Mets respond after owner's tweet, beat San Francisco Giants in extras to end skid, ESPN. 2 women dead after shooting at Indiana automotive plant, authorities say, suspect arrested, USA Today. Biden says U.S. troops may stay in Afghanistan beyond August 31st deadline, The Guardian. FIU one-ups DJI by letting you stick its tiny self-balancing camera to anything you like, The Verge. Taliban is denied aid tagged for Afghanistan, but taps billion-dollar drug trade, The Wall Street Journal. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. GOP front-runner in California gubernatorial recall defends workplace pregnancy remarks. First trial witness testifies that R. Kelly sexually abused her before she escaped. California school delays reopening after classrooms taken over by rats. Feds weigh new charges for Capitol rioter allegedly caught on video attacking cops. Nikki Haley condemns Biden's Taliban negotiation, ignores Trump did it too. Judd Apatow's gay romantic comedy casts a love interest for Billy Eichner. Biden says there was no way to leave Afghanistan without chaos ensuing. Biden tells states that ban masks in schools to brace for legal action. Marvel is making Captain America 4 feet with Anthony Mackie as the Cap. U.S. moves to cut backlog of asylum cases at US-Mexico border. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Parents of missing baby arrested. 7 adults, 1 child escaped fire without injury. Deputies, gunmen fired 50 shots at woman. Dog rescued after chewing off its own leg. Man charged in connection with fatal shooting. Woman pleads for help after burglar steals urn. Special ed teacher killed in Dan Ryan shooting. Donors scramble to replace stolen back-to-school kits. Experts hope NFL players' COVID battle inspires vaccinations. Mobile runs out of ambulances, emergency called. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Women in Afghanistan wait for U.S. protection, as promised. Weather updates, Hurricane Grace threatens Mexico. Texas can ban common form of second trimester abortion, appeals court rules. Crowded events, no masks, then a coronavirus diagnosis for Governor Abbott of Texas. Court blocks a vast Alaskan drilling project, citing climate dangers. Biden ramps up virus strategy for nursing homes, schools. Biden says U.S. forces will stay in Kabul to get all Americans out. U.S. and IMF apply a financial squeeze on the Taliban. Series of U.S. actions left Afghan allies frantic, stranded and eager to get out. How our classrooms became battlegrounds. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. California judges shoot down double murder convict Daniel Marsh's appeal to be released next year, report. Prince William, Kate Middleton struggled through a difficult time after Prince Philip's death. Afghanistan withdrawal, a stupid plan that armed Taliban with U.S. weapons and abandoned allies, FMR staff SGT. Owen Wilson reveals his brother helped him heal following 2007 suicide attempt. Britney Spears' boyfriend, Sam Asghari, on if he thinks the pop star will return to the stage. Biden panned for shameful comments on Afghan withdrawal during ABC interview, it's really bad. Terrorists celebrate fall of Afghanistan and Taliban's return. North Carolina faces catastrophic flooding from Fred, dozens reported missing. Washington's Ron Rivera on NFL taunting crackdown, we don't need the young people to see that. De Blasio instituting segregation in New York City with stringent vaccine edict, Tim Pool. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, August 19th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. The Northern Trust preview, going to be a lot of fun because so many of the top players are on form. 10 fun Amazon buys under $20 to brighten your day. 10 great last-minute back-to-school deals on Amazon you can get right now. Meet thermometers, torches and other great grill accessories on Amazon under $50. Wireless earbuds for any budget, Apple AirPods Pro, Bose Quiet Comfort, Echo Buds and more. Dr. Phil makes house call with a father-daughter who haven't spoken in 5 years while living under the same roof. Professional bull riders returns to CBS with a Music City Knockout 15/15 bucking battle this weekend. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Intensive care unit nurse says 14-year-old died of COVID-19 because her anti-vaxxers her parents forbid intubation. Donald Trump blasts Twitter for allowing killers and muggers of the Taliban to use its platform. Biden says U.S. troops will stay in Afghanistan past August 31st deadline if needed to get Americans out. Dominic Raab was too busy on holiday to help brave translators. Rescue mission to get thousands of UK citizens out of Afghanistan is under strain. British officials fear U.S. could pull out of Kabul within days as Biden accused of keeping UK in dark. Harry Dunn's mother vows to stay strong and look her son's alleged killer in the eyes. Botched, surgery addicted Australian with ECAPs turned down for bigger implants as she's too thin. Eden Confidential, Nigella Lawson's pal is accused of racist cooking over Asian recipes. Australia sends troops to guard state borders as cases spiral around lockdown Sydney. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Pakistan's hand in the Taliban's victory. With the Taliban now in control, here's what Afghans are seeing in Kabul. Photos, the scene in Afghanistan as the Taliban takes control of Kabul. U.S. troops will remain in Afghanistan until all American citizens are evacuated, Biden tells ABC News. Haiti earthquake survivors, stranded by storm, search for shelter. A lament for Haiti, it is as if we are cursed. Was it worth it? Nations that send troops to Afghanistan grapple with Kabul's fall. Afghanistan is under Taliban control. Here's who leads the organization. Desperation, pressure for aid increase in Haiti after quake. Photos, the scene in Haiti in the aftermath of a major earthquake. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Afghanistan Live News. U.S. troops may stay past August 31st, says Biden. Taliban official rules out democracy. U.S. judge throws out Trump-era approval for giant Alaska oil project. The Plymouth Attack and Misogynist Incel Culture, podcast. Elizabeth Debicki channels Diana in first peek into The Crown's 5th season. Prosecutor says R. Kelly used fame to abuse women and children. This is about a predator. The trauma of Afghanistan echoes through generations of my family. Mariam Taqi. Multi-billion-dollar Louisiana plastics plant put on pause in a win for activists. More than 1,000 civilians have died in Myanmar unrest, say activists. Dementia risk lower for people in stimulating jobs, research suggests. Meat-rich diet of 14th century monks cause digestive issues, research finds. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Afghanistan updates, Taliban fighters harass Afghans seeking to enter Kabul airport. Haiti faces multiple crises following deadly 7.2 magnitude earthquake. 2 dead after shooting at Indiana factory, sheriff's office. Biden administration to begin rolling out booster shots the week of September 20th. Family of black man killed wants company who employed alleged shooter charged. U.S. troops will stay until all Americans are out of Afghanistan, Biden to ABC News. Memories of Taliban rules strike fear, uncertainty in Afghan women. Watch, woman struck by debris on popular roller coaster. Live, ABC News Live. Trump family friend, associate Ken Kurson rearrested on cyberstalking charges. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Afghanistan, Pakistan fences off from Afghan refugees. R. Kelly trial, singer knew I was underage, accuser tells court. Afghanistan crisis, Biden says no American will be left behind. Tigray crisis, Ethiopian teenagers become pawns in propaganda war. No help for these Haiti residents 5 days after earthquake. Afghanistan, Joe Biden said chaos was inevitable. Algeria, the forced fires that led to an artist's lynching. India's living dead, they stared at me like I was a ghost. IMF suspends Afghanistan's access to funds. Can the Paralympics bring lasting change? The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Deer in 4 states have been exposed to the coronavirus, USDA study shows. What does that mean for humans? AP Top Stories 18p. Today in history for August 19th. Storm tracker, at least 35 missing after Fred sweeps North Carolina, Hurricane Grace forms as Henri eyes New England. Today in history for August 20th. Pfizer, Moderna booster shots planned for September, Joe Biden ties nursing home funding to workers' vaccinations, latest COVID-19 updates. Biden, COVID booster shots could begin next month. R. Kelly called a predator at sex abuse trial. U.S. troops cannot escort Afghans to Kabul airport. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Wayne Hughes, self-storage titan and USC mega donor, dead at 87. New fire prompts evacuations near Lake Isabella in Kern County. Culver City unified to require student COVID-19 vaccinations, in what may be a first. Larry Elder, decrying Newsom's handling of wildfires, ignores role of climate change. 2 San Bernardino police officers are shot while trying to contact suspect in deputy shooting. 2-year-old dies after being hit by a vehicle in an Alhambra driveway. Behind the story, giving birth while covering midwives. Dixie Fire races towards Susanville, forcing some residents to evacuate. 4 homeless men shot in Playa del Rey near Bologna wetlands. LA County prosecutors bring Ron Jeremy sex assault case to grand jury. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, August 19th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Taliban militants have burnt down an amusement park a day after they were enjoying rides. Biden suggests U.S. troops could stay in Afghanistan past withdrawal deadline to ensure evacuation of all Americans. Chinese president vows to adjust excessive incomes of super rich. Afghan VP Saleh claims presidency, vows fight on Taliban. U.S. forces cannot help Americans flee to Kabul airport, Pentagon chief says. IMF will block Afghanistan from getting $460 million in reserve funds. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani reportedly fled Kabul with $169 million in cash. U.S. won't let Taliban access Afghanistan's financial assets held in America. Last Hindu priest refuses to abandon Afghanistan ancestral temple, says we'll consider it safe even if Taliban kills me. Indian rocket suffers catastrophic failure during launch, Earth-watching satellite lost. Northern Alliance flag hoisted in Panjshir in first resistance against Taliban. The Taliban have been handed a huge financial and geopolitical edge in relations with the world's biggest powers as the militant group seizes control of Afghanistan. Geologists estimated that Afghanistan, one of the world's poorest countries, was sitting on nearly $1 trillion in mineral wealth. Afghan female governor, who took up arms against Taliban, taken into custody. EU pulls Afghanistan funding, will only work with Taliban if human rights respected. Anti-Taliban protests spread beyond Jalalabad over Afghan flag. The next headlines are from Forbes. Supermarket chain owned by Philippines' richest man to raise $119 million from IPO. EWA Dynamite results, winners, news and notes on August 18, 2021. Can Grayson Allen help the Milwaukee Bucks make up for the loss of P.J. Tucker? California becomes first state to require vaccinations or testing for all large indoor events. TJX reports sales and earnings above plan, sees growth to $60 billion. Review, reminiscences and engaging Cli-Fi noir set apart by masterful world-building. R. Kelly's trial begins, here are the main takeaways. Biden says chaos was inevitable amid Afghan withdrawal in defense of new interview. 2 more Florida school districts impose mask mandate after state sanctions 2 for doing so. Biden ramps up fight with GOP governors banning school mask mandates. The next headlines are from Nature.com. How to design an icosahedral quasicrystal through directional bonding. Chronic social isolation signals starvation and reduces sleep in Drosophila I. Molecular basis for DART ADP repacylation of a DNA base. Dietary fructose improves intestinal cell survival and nutrient absorption. Lenghu on the Tibetan Plateau is an astronomical observing site. African languages to get more bespoke scientific terms. Two-dimensional supersolidity in a dipolar quantum gas. Neuromesenchymal units control ILC2 and obesity via a brain adipose circuit. The Montreal Protocol protects the terrestrial carbon sink. What's the icy Zulu for dinosaur? How science neglected African languages. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,725,823,331 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. LA chefs Nikki Nakayama and Jordan Kahn create dishes inspired by Lyric electric SUV for 60-second docs. Go-Go's stage musical head over heels headed to LA, reconfigured as a dance party. Francis Frankie Mossman, Spartacus and the Horizon actor, dies at 33. Think Global, Act Local, Discovery International chief on how to win in global streaming. Nan Fu Wang's HBO doc in the same breath will test audience appetite for pandemic fare. New Jeopardy host Mike Richards apologizes for past sexist remarks. During New York trial, R. Kelly accuser describes having sex with singer when she was 16. From Black Widow to Shang-Chi, superhero cinema confronts an uncertain box office future. Points North Institute unveils 2021 artist programs exclusive. Endeavor appoints tech executive Jacqueline Rezes to board of directors. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. EPA will ban a farming pesticide linked to health problems in children. U.S. reportedly calls for a video-only UN General Assembly meeting in September. Thousands of Northern Californians flee from the Dixie and Calder wildfires. The FDA suspects tainted pet foods poison hundreds of dogs. These female Afghan politicians are risking everything for their homeland. Judge rules Philadelphia cannot remove a Christopher Columbus statue. A defensive Biden argues there was no exit from Afghanistan without chaos ensuing. Facebook reveals most viewed posts to rebut claims it's rife with disinformation. Suspected extremists ambushed a convoy and killed 47 in northern Burkina Faso. One of these men is likely Afghanistan's next ruler. The following headlines are from The Week. Are Democrats going to Benghazi Biden? COVID-19 vaccine medical exemptions are the new emotional support animals. 3 ways social media pulls us into dumb and dangerous debates. Biden's Afghanistan refugee dilemma. U.S. COVID-19 breakthrough infections are uncommon, rising considerably, and sort of okay. Late-night hosts highlight some crazy balls anti-vaxxers, explain why airlines shouldn't duct tape them to seats. Polish Olympian auctions off medal to pay for baby's heart surgery. This Georgia man is changing his neighbors' lives, $1 at a time. Jared Kushner friend pardoned by Trump charged with cyberstalking in state court. Biden instructs Education Department to take appropriate action against governors who ban school mask mandates. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. New book of poems and essays is a posthumous love letter to the Texas Hill Country. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Greenhouses probably won't work on Mars because of cosmic radiation. Even the plants will have to live underground. Musk says that refueling Starship for lunar landings will take 8 launches, maybe 4. You can tell how big a black hole is by how it eats. Ingenuity sees perseverance from above. Astronomy jargon 101, luminosity. 2024 Artemis landings could slip because of a lack of spacesuits. Musk offers to develop them. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, August 19th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Blue Moon, Saturn, Jupiter August 19th to 22. Predicting solar storms to protect Earth. Jupiter at opposition August 19th to 20th, now at its best. 2021's closest planetary conjunction is August 19th. Capricornus, here's your constellation. The next news is from Politico. Just watching with horror, a photographer in Afghanistan on the eve of collapse. London lost millionaire bankers to continent ahead of Brexit. G7 foreign ministers to hold virtual meeting on Afghanistan. Pope urges world to get vaccinated against coronavirus. GOP governors embrace COVID cocktails over masks as cases surge. Harris uses convening power to expand her political network. Court orders Biden administration to redo legally flawed reviews of Conoco Alaska oil project. Trump team polls Purdue versus Kemp Georgia showdown. Opinion Biden campaigned as a truth teller, Afghanistan undermined his credibility. Afghan refugee debate fractures GOP. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. NRL 2021 live updates, ladder leading storm chase history on Gold Coast. Movement levels in Victoria reach highest in lockdown. Poor choice of words, Yaron Weimar apologizes to Jewish community. Why our COVID ambition must remain close to zero cases, even as we climb to high vaccination. The following does not have enough drinking water for booming population. Deviating from the national plan, National Cabinet row over zero cases. Sydney commuter numbers on the rise despite pleas to stay at home. As it happened, Pfizer vaccine becomes widely available for 16-39-year-olds at NSW record 681 new local COVID-19 cases, 1 death. Called to put pedal to the metal on QLD's Indigenous vaccination rate. Magical window, vaccine hub to ramp up amid multicultural messaging push. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Where should I retire? I love cool weather and the outdoors too hike but cannot afford to stay in Oakland. Where should I retire in the western U.S.? Living with climate change, think you're fully insured against hurricane damage? Here's what you might be missing. Market snapshot, Dow futures drop over 300 points as selling gathers pace after Fed minutes. Kelley Blue Book, the 10 best cars for beach lovers. NerdWallet, oops, did you save too much for retirement? NerdWallet, the worst ways to raise cash in a pinch. Europe markets, European stocks skid after Fed minutes, with miners tumbling. What's worth streaming, what's new on Hulu in September 2021, and what's leaving? MarketWatch first take, Nvidia's ARM acquisition is stalled, and there's a deadline with more than $1 billion at stake. Dispatches from a pandemic, when I go to the playground, my older son loves to try to interact with kids, and he doesn't really know how. The next headlines are from Quartz. Don't pity the women of Afghanistan, support them. Frozen Afghan assets, Tesla AI Day, Milky Way splinter. Amazon shows about Hong Kong expats couldn't come at a worse time. The U.S. government's plan to offer COVID-19 booster shots could worsen global vaccine inequality. The Modi government's policies can make India the next Silicon Valley, or the next China. Crypto is now driving half of Robinhood's revenue. Chromebooks. Afghanistan has 22 tons of gold in a New York vault. The Taliban cannot touch it. China's business operations in Africa may have a human rights problem. A new bill from Nigeria's tech regulator is alarming startup founders. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Video games, once demonized, now regularly utilized for positive health benefits. Content moderation case study, Boing Boing begins disemvoweling the trolls, 2007. Judge says voting machine company can continue to sue Trump's buddies over bogus election fraud claims. There's a growing backlash against technicians' infamous secrecy, why now? Appeals court says Iowa's ag law is about 50% constitutional. Daily Deal, the 2021 Learn to Code with React bundle. Devin Nunes' deposition goes off the rails, as he keeps suing, and actually gets a minor victory in one suit. California regulators say T-Mobile E2 gains Sprint merger approval. Court orders injunction against ROM Universe to permanently shut down, destroy Nintendo ROMs. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Kobe Bryant. Dua Lipa. Soldier Field. Hurricane Grace. Ric Flair. Pokémon Legends Arceus. Robert Redford. R. Kelly. Jack Morris. 9 Perfect Strangers. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Gunfire, smoke grenades and barbed wire, watch Taliban and U.S. troops struggle to protect Kabul airport from desperate crowds. Chaos was inevitable, Biden shrugs off shock scenes of Afghans falling from U.S. plane because that was 5 days ago. My body is emaciated, sprinter Timonovskaya in first race since Olympics as bosses bid to shift her from Belarus to Poland, video. Not notable enough, UN torture rapporteur who defended Assange gets rejected by Twitter for verification. Biden urges all U.S. adults to receive vaccine boosters, after CDC and FDA say immunity wanes over time. Thousands evacuated as Northern California blaze triples in size in 24 hours, destroys dozens of homes, videos. Ex-UFC champ Khabib Nurmagomedov plans to launch new fight schools in Russia and Abu Dhabi, including big development in Moscow. UK government owes British people an explanation after Afghanistan disaster, Jeremy Corbyn tells RT. The show must go on. American propaganda arm vows to hold the line in Afghanistan, but it's not yet clear what that line is. Their lives are in danger, founder of Afghanistan women's team talks of terror and broken U.S. promises as Taliban seize control. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. New Zealand's tyrannical PM tells Kiwis to blame Australia for COVID lockdowns. New U.S. Air Force Secretary wants to scare China. Erdogan welcomes cooperation with Taliban as Turkey builds border wall to stop refugee influx. U.S. software firm accuses Huawei of installing backdoor to spy on Pakistan. China and Russia poised for cooperation in Afghan reconstruction under Taliban. Texas Democrat admits she went to Portugal after fleeing state. Delta and soaring beef prices fry U.S. steakhouses. U.S. hemorrhaging money from entitlement fraud and waste. Macau casino stocks plunge to 5-year low amid COVID travel restrictions. Los Angeles County Sheriff again calls for state of emergency to address homelessness. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Extradition hearings in Canada for Huawei's men come to a close. 2 refugees to sue Australia over continued detention. U.S. troops to stay in Afghanistan till all Americans out, live. U.S. scrambles to evacuate citizens and allies from Afghanistan. Will Taliban rule be different this time in Afghanistan? Ex-Purdue Pharma chief denies responsibility for U.S. opioid crisis. Dozens killed in northern Burkina Faso rebel attack. Erdogan says Turkish contacts with the UAE have made progress. Afghans desperate to leave country remain stuck at Kabul airport. Erdogan backs peaceful resolution to Ethiopia's Tigray conflict. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Stubborn Joe Biden snaps, falls apart in interview as Afghanistan crisis worsens. Biden tells ABC News Afghanistan chaos was inevitable, contradicts statement from July. Planned Parenthood sues Montana to strike down cruel pro-life laws. Obama appointed judge, prosecuting previously deported Latinx illegal aliens as unconstitutional, racist. Federal judge, vaccine mandate at Louisiana college violates religious liberty. Biden's deputies lure transgender kids with promises of lawsuits. Poll, DeSantis and Rubio lead Democrat opponents in respective races. Biden, there was no intel, consensus on Taliban takeover, reports said takeover more likely to be towards end of year. Dowd, scared to death white Republicans attempting voter suppression. Joe Biden berates unvaccinated and Republican governors, ignores questions about 1,000 of Americans in Afghanistan. The next headlines are from UPI News. Number switch earns Maryland man his second major lottery prize. Watch, escaped Cayman recaptured after hiding in Taiwan sewer. Long-lost Canaletto painting found hanging in English home. Walrus on Irish coast to get a floating couch after sinking boats. Watch, giant rubber duck's presence in Maine harbor a mystery. Watch, alligator wanders into Florida yard, becomes stuck in lacrosse net. Watch, 19-year-old pilot attempts to circle globe for world record. Watch, authorities tracking loose wallaby or kangaroo in Pennsylvania. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Famous volcano Mount Etna has grown 100 feet higher since February 2021. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Mom's zoo pic is adorably photobombed by stingray with remarkable resemblance to her daughter. Black cat's meows led rescuers to 83-year-old owner after she fell into ravine. After collecting over 8,000 titles, woman fulfills dream of opening a bookstore while recovering from diagnosis. Company turns her loved one's ashes into elegant stones. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, August 19th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Nude man stabs second nude man on Seattle sidewalk. Colorado governor voids an 1,864 order to kill Native Americans. Man rescued and facing charges in Greene County after floating nude on group of logs. Fox News mandates that its employees disclose vaccination status, contradicting rhetoric from its top stars. Would-be knights battle it out in New York's Central Park. Bikini-clad woman charged with arson and fire near Lake Tahoe. Sting says he was duped into buying Tuscan wine estate. Colorado governor voids 1,864 order to kill Native Americans. A British village is on the hunt for a vandal who pours beans on people's front doors. Florida woman arrested for exposing breasts, masturbating after dirty talk with jailed boyfriend during video visitation. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Paint looks different in Windows 11, but not enough to make fans mad. Netflix is rolling out spatial audio, here's why that's great news for iOS users. If AI only had a brain, is the human mind the best model to copy? Watch 1,000 of hours of smart docs and shows with a lifetime of Curiosity Stream HD. Fears grow over Taliban using biometric systems to identify U.S. collaborators. Transport authorities are toothless against idiot Tesla owners. Computers suck at common sense, AI expert explains why. Good UX isn't enough, websites must enchant us again. Hey Python devs, don't underestimate TypeScript. WhatsApp blocks Taliban helpline channels after political pressure. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Cooperation under pressure, lessons from the COVID-19 swab crisis. Mystery of the sea dragon solved. The case for onboard carbon dioxide capture on long-range vehicles. The fewer forests, the more space giant anteaters need, study finds. What if our history was written in our grammar? Shadow waveguide casts complex acoustic patterns to control particles. Key mechanisms behind synapse degeneration in Alzheimer's brain discovered. Magnets could offer better control of prosthetic limbs. Barometer could gauge threat of wildfire spreading embers. Package delivery robots environmental impacts, automation matters less than vehicle type. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, August 19th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA spacewalk briefing to highlight new solar array installation. La NASA busca propostas tecnológicas de estudiantes para lanzamiento suborbitales. NASA seeks student tech ideas for suborbital launch. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Heavy rains cause flooding and road closures throughout Salt Lake Valley. In a letter to Biden, Cox offers Utah as a destination for Afghan refugees. LDS literary community marks a sad chapter with the death of beloved bookseller Kurt Bench. For now, this southern Utah school district will have the state's only mask mandate for students. I can hardly look anyone in the eye. St. George's homeless feel shame in the conservative culture. Ranked choice races are set in Salt Lake County. See who's running in your city. 2 women found dead in Grand County. We asked, you answered, responsible recreation. Utah man charged with killing bicyclist while he was driving under the influence. Bagley cartoon, Top.gov. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Apple is preparing to begin construction activities at its North San Jose office with a portion devoted to affordable housing. TSMC overtakes Tencent to become Asia's most valuable company. Google's Fuchsia OS is rolling out widely to first-gen Nest hubs. 3 former Netflix software engineers charged with insider trading by SEC. Apple censors engraving service, report claims. Intel is giving up on its AI-powered RealSense cameras. Facebook says it wants a fair shot in the crypto payment sphere. T-Mobile says at least 47 million current and former customers affected by hack. Apple's neural hash algorithm has been rever-engineered. Laptop shortages easing as pandemic demand wanes. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Downtown St. Louis businesses call for action after double shooting. Hawley, Biden's defense, foreign policy teams must resign over Afghanistan. Mizzou, no vaccine mandate but students need masks this fall. Missouri National Guardsmen, Department of Defense subcontractors indicted in conspiracy to steal military gear. What's next in court battle over St. Louis County mask mandate? 1 in 5 COVID cases in St. Louis County is someone under 18. Parkway North Jr. achieves perfect ACT score. Bosnian success in St. Louis may signal a bright future for Afghan refugees. Tension arises over proposed women's baseball museum in Illinois. St. Louis woman and son split $313,000 show me cash jackpot. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Illumina acquires Grail to accelerate patient access to cancer detection test. Trevor Bauer to invoke the 5th in restraining order case. No stranger to resettling Afghan refugees, California agency prepares for influx. Facial coverings again required at all San Diego County courthouses. Ramona Unified Ways opt-out form for students on indoor mask requirement. Veterans share feelings of frustration as Afghanistan falls, don't try to suffer through this alone. Photos, Arrieta rocked by Rockies, injured in Padres debut. State mandates proof of vaccination or negative COVID test for indoor events. Disney Fast Pass changes, Lightning Lane, Genie Plus are the new way to skip lines at parks. Driver slams into credit union office, injuring employee sitting at her desk. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Does common prosperity mean the end of capitalism in China? Soul searching in Taiwan after Afghan fiasco, but is it just immature bedwetting? Burning the British mission in Beijing. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, August 19, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Newsom sells Marin County mansion for $5.9 million, report. Family reacts to CA Attorney General review of Oscar Grant case. Alameda County deputy sentenced for abusing inmates. California recall, Paffrath presents himself as Democratic alternative to Newsom. YouTuber Meet Kevin Paffrath offers $50,000 to be an inside California politics recall debate. All hope was lost, Bay Area Afghan community uncertain over country's future after Taliban takeover. California recall election, key dates and FAQs. Bay Area doctor suggests limiting time outside due to poor air quality. Haiti raises death toll from powerful weekend earthquake to 2,189. How the Bay Area can help Afghanistan amid Taliban takeover. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Naomi Osaka tested by Goff, wins 3-setter in tour return. Sally scores 12th goal, Sporting FC ties Portland 1-1. Rudaz scores to help Sounders beat FC Dallas 1-0. China state firms invest in TikTok sibling, Weibo chat app. Community, colleagues rallying around injured Mount Prospect firefighter. Powerball ticket sold in Naperville wins $1 million. Illinois records most deaths in a day since May, breakthrough cases a quarter of week's deaths. A's pitcher Chris Bassett released from hospital after being struck by line drive. Suburban vaccine providers await guidance on boosters. State, 21 school districts on probation for not complying with mask mandate. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Linda 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone Grace 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 3.153 million. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.9 m, depth 38.08 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands August 18, 2021, 21:49 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Henri 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 11,385. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Burkina Faso, Benin, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Ghana, Niger, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, August 19th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Fighters mourn loss of godfather of Texas MMA who died of COVID. HPD finds several hundred stolen catalytic converters while working theft call in Northeast Houston. Houston schools report 40% more COVID cases overnight. Desperation, pressure for aid increase in Haiti after quake. R. Kelly sex abuse trial gets underway in Brooklyn. Afghanistan chaos may trigger veterans' feelings, expert says. U.S. health officials recommend COVID booster shots as infection soar. Legal loophole, Texas City ISD adds masks to district's dress code policy. Disney retires FastPass, unveils Pay Disney Genie Plus service. When migrants were bussed into Houston, these people stepped in to help. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Malaysia's longest ruling party seems set to return to PM. Judge rejects charges for Hawaii officers in teens killing. The latest, Australia also records new COVID-19 highs. The latest, U.S. suggests world leaders skip UN trip. States banning mask mandates could face civil rights probes. Judge throws out Trump-era approvals for Alaska oil project. Falconer hits GOP rival Elder as California recall heats up. Fires harming California's efforts to curb climate change. Oregon hospitals near breaking point as COVID-19 surges. The latest, food agency warns of hunger in Afghan conflict. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NYC reports ample supply for COVID vaccine boosters, but are they necessary? Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Extra, let this armor knight lead you on a Zillow house tour. XNY Observer editor who received Trump pardon arrested on new stalking charges. NYC Controller and Mayor's Office clash over pandemic response audit. Staten Island restaurants and businesses sue NYC over unscientific, unlawful vaccine mandate. Janie's Amazing Pie Crust Cookies now have their own little shop on the OS. Many city employees still unvaccinated despite NYC mayor's vax or test COVID order. Hochul meets with NYC officials, pledges new leadership approach as governor. 2021 Coney Island Mermaid Parade cancelled because of COVID concerns. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. UN launches strategy for digital transformation of peacekeeping. Haiti, earthquake leaves mounting death toll, injuries and extensive damage. COVID-19, funding plea to combat Delta variant, called to suspend booster rollout. Community Inclusion Currencies, Money for the People podcast. Defend trans community rights, Bachelet tells Copenhagen Forum. How many more innocent lives must be lost in Tigray, asked Adamadian. Afghanistan, medical lifeline to millions must not be cut, warns WHO. How to protect your data from malicious encryption. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Pepe Escobar, the new great game in Eurasia has just been reloaded. Boston Dynamics drops new video of 5-foot Atlas humanoid robot effortlessly doing Parker. American Federation of Teachers sells out to Rockefellers, trilateralists, and big tech. Businesses are refusing to enforce France's vaccine passport. Haiti earthquake death toll nears 2,000 as tens of thousands of buildings destroyed. DHS secret terror watch list with nearly 2 million people on it exposed online with no password. U.S. freezes $9.4 billion of Afghanistan central bank reserves. Scientists grew stem cell mini brains, then, the brains sort of developed eyes. Scientists are on the edge of a fusion power breakthrough. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did Fauci spend taxpayer dollars on cruel and unnecessary test of vaccine on beagles? Does Oregon allow HS students to graduate without proof of reading, math proficiency? Taliban militants violently disperse rare Afghan protest. CNN's Clarissa Ward says Kabul colleague nearly pistol whipped. FBI joins criminal probe in Colorado voting equipment breach. Police caller must pay BLM protesters $4.5K for false report. Did Trump admin get Taliban leader out of Pakistani prison? Misleading ad does not show Nellie's abandoned mansion. Woman comes face-to-face with snake in Australia supermarket. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Hospitals overwhelmed by another surge of COVID-19 patients, financial strain. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The way for Biden to win is by running over the reactionaries. Tucker and guest source to prove Ilhan Omar smear, an accused child sex trafficker. Judge makes man write apology letter after racially profiling black teen. Neighbor charged with hate crime accused of coming back for more. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle think the Queen didn't fully own royal racism row. Russia gushes over fun Taliban at theme park, then reports Taliban burned it down. Greg Abbott's Texas values are a sick and lethal contagion. Afghan war vet shreds Stephen Miller on CNN, he should be held accountable for war crimes. Manhattan sneers at pardon and charges Trump pal. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Liberty rally late and must-win game over Storm. Surging Yankees move ahead of Red Sox in wild-card race with sweep. Packers defense manhandles Jets offensive line in combined practice. Shooting at Indiana factory leaves 2 women dead. Facebook pushes back against WHO over COVID vax disinformation dozen. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Earth's inner core is growing lopsided. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Sought to extend mask mandate through January 2022. U.S. to recommend COVID vaccine boosters after 8 months. COVID boosters to be advised for many Americans amid surge of Delta variant. Texas Governor Greg Abbott tests positive for COVID-19 as mask debate heats up in Texas and Florida. Doctors fight 2 pandemics, COVID surge and misinformation. White House to recommend COVID vaccine booster shots. Tropical storm Fred makes landfall along Florida coast. Recommendation for COVID-19 vaccine booster shots expected soon. Biden administration to recommend COVID-19 vaccine booster shots. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Intel offering $350 bonuses to employees who get vaccinated by the end of the year. NJ state trooper pleads guilty to pulling over and stalking female motorist in his patrol car. 15-year-old student stabbed to death outside D.C. charter high school. CNN's Poppy Harlow taking 9-month leave to enroll in Yale law program. Biden, U.S. troops may stay longer if needed for evacuations. 2 women shot dead at Indiana factory, suspect arrested. Facebook contractors being told to return to office despite delaying return for employees. 1,000 Myanmar citizens have been killed since military coup, report. Biden, nursing home staff must be vaccinated against COVID, booster shots avail starting in September. Lawsuit alleges Yellowstone National Park ranger kept family at gunpoint while searching for murder suspect. The following headlines are from military.com. U.S. forces dig in at Kabul airport as stalemate complicates evacuations. Department of Defense records deadliest week of the coronavirus pandemic, 5 service members lost. Journalist Joe Galloway, chronicler of Vietnam War, dies. Cost of benefits for post-9/11 veterans to double by 2050, new report estimates. Unrealistic timelines made victorious U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan impossible, watchdog finds. Changes from boot camp to shipyards are coming in the wake of the Bonhomme Richard fire. Cobra blood is off the training menu for U.S. troops, PETA says. UK's Johnson accused of complacency over Afghanistan retreat. U.S., Germany mark 50th anniversary of Chinook crash that killed 37 soldiers. Taliban destroy statue of foe, stoking fear over their rule. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. He didn't deserve this at all, friends and family hold balloon release in memory of hip-hop artist Squeak. Officer Yanez thanks supporters. He took my virginity, first witness in R. Kelly trial confronts singer and testifies she had sex with him at 16 after they met at Cook County Courthouse. She always convinced me she can do anything, daughter of 70-year-old homicide victim says her mom put family first. Officers and community members gather at wake for slain Chicago police officer Ella French. She was the most beautiful person. Lake County Marine Corps recruiter charged with possession of child pornography. Dozens of Illinois public school districts on probation for refusing to comply with Pritzker's mask mandate. Chicago Teachers Union has yet to reach agreement with CPS as start of school looms. District says CTU is rejecting science for their own gain. Latest price tag for Obama Presidential Center estimated to be $830 million. Chicago man shot, killed while in car on Harlem Avenue in Oak Park. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Humans managed shellfish and their predators for millennia, study finds. Pair of rare albino alligators hatched in Florida. Study, attractiveness pays off at work, but there's a trick to leveling the playing field. Future pandemic response needs to consider cultural context, research says. New research analyzes investor reaction to robo-advisors, some investors miss opportunities. Smartphone cameras offer smallholder farmers promising new access to soil health knowledge. New framework could help teachers personalize their professional learning. Receiving threatening or obscene messages from a partner in mental health. Small satellites have a role in assessing atmospheric particulates, research shows. School can be scary in a pandemic. A new app helps teachers know how kids are feeling. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, August 19th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Homo longi, extinct human species that may replace Neanderthals as our closest relatives found in China. Strange symptoms after heart surgery hit a teen's secret struggle. Is it time to rethink food coloring? How the first 1,000 days could shape your baby's future. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Photos, Mariners win 3-1 against Rangers. Freeman hits for second career cycle, Braves sweep Marlins. Heaney, Rizzo, Velasquez help streaking Yanks sweep Red Sox. Oregon resident would be first Native American to leave national parks. Afghan refugees in U.S. despair from afar, there is no hope. Raul Rudias shows just how fast he can score as Sounders take down FC Dallas. Yarbrough, raise hand Orioles 14th straight loss, 8-4. Photos, Sounders win 1-0 in a hot and steamy Dallas. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. San Jose freeway dip is one of Bay Area's biggest traffic headaches, roadshow. Man dies in Oakland's 79th homicide of year. COVID, Biden to require vaccines for nursing home staff. Afghans plead with the U.S. for faster rescue from Taliban rule. Hayward police link 2016 double homicide to ongoing gang feud, alleged shooter takes 21 years in plea deal. San Jose, cop sued over viral McDonald's lot assault. Photos, Giants had some spectacular plays and close loss to Mets in extra innings. New data shows waning COVID-19 vaccine efficacy, building case for boosters. Review, daring storytelling makes road 96 feet to border trip worth taking. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Joe Biden takes heat for giving Afghanistan interview to George Stephanopoulos, ex-Clinton aide. Feds warn Missouri, new law protecting gun owners is unconstitutional. Taliban leadership maintains fundamentalist lineages group regains power. Joe Biden says Afghanistan chaos was inevitable. General Mark Milley, now not the time for Afghan blame game. Joe Biden, world leaders face blowback from Afghanistan debacle. Protests, clashes mar first days of Taliban control. Inside the Beltway, the Biden brand takes a dive. Federal judge orders COVID-19 vaccination as bail condition. OWN loses appeal in failed $10 million defamation lawsuit filed against MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Josh Gottheimer's rebellion was in trouble from the start. Biden is expanding Trump's war on domestic violent extremism, and it's sweeping up black people. Afghans try to flee U.S., caused crisis. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, August 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Things to do with kids in and around Chicago. 7-year-old boy shot in Ukrainian village. Inter Miami's late goal adds to Fire's road woes. White Sox Lance Lynn ejected after 4th inning. Things to do in Chicago for movie fans. Things to do at museums and galleries in Chicago. NBC Sports Chicago promotes John Shipman to Vice President of Content. Democrats pitch unity at State Fair, but Pritzker and State Party Chair Kelly keep more than social distance. Chicago youth offer public policy suggestions to city leaders through Mikvah Challenge. Accuser says R. Kelly wanted to sexually train her, ordered her to call him daddy. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Top 10, meet Baradar, the Taliban leader calling the shots. Ali medalist auctions silver to fund infants operation. Tossing and turning against India's pace proficiency. Opinion, Nehru's real big mistake. India could get first woman CJI in Justice Nagaratna in 6 years. Wahive, didn't take money, couldn't even take my slippers off, says Ashraf Ghani. COVID vaccine for kids likely in September or soon after, expert. Exiled 200 years ago, Afghan royals introduced Basmati Tudun. Voda Idea falls Rs 150 CR short on payment of license fee. They're cleared of charges in Sunanda's death case. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, August 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Did Abbott get a COVID booster shot before CDC approval? David Culliel iced it at 18-1 first head coach fired in 2021. Foreign and Moon open storefront. This week's best concerts. The next headlines are about world records making news. Teenager takes to the skies on round the world record bid, Dawn.com. And new researchers claim 29% efficiency world record for bifacial solar cell, PV Magazine Australia. The Time Ranger SC Vian set world record for Beatlemania, Santa Clarita Valley Signal. Duplantis sets sights on breaking world record, The Star, Kenya. Ashton Lambie demolishes 4 kilometers IP world record with a time of 3 hours, 59 minutes, and 93 seconds, VeloNews. Zelda game cartridge sold for world record $870,000 at auction, Borneo Bulletin Online, Borneo Bulletin Online. Las Cruces icon Roberto Estrada passes away, Las Cruces Sun News. Event aims to set push-up world record, combat suicide, WHP Harrisburg. Flying solo, 19-year-old woman takes off on round the world record bid, Reuters. Technic ClearPath servos power Guinness World Record Domino robot, Robotics and Automation News, Robotics and Automation News. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Disneyland and Disney World are officially retiring the free Fast Pass service. The first look at Amazon's Wheel of Time teases magical heroes and a city of shadows. Trump pardoned editor charged, again, with breaking into wife's Facebook, Gmail. Facebook's widely viewed content report promises Ben Shapiro isn't that popular. Pokémon Legends, Arceus wild monsters will kick your human ass, too. Russian space junk hit a Chinese satellite in March, evidence suggests. U.S. officials rush to delete online pics of Afghan allies. You have a license to commit but murder, just don't use a gun. Thank goodness, someone finally told Anthony Mackie he's in Captain America 4. TikTok's algorithm is speeding up the spread of COVID-19 vaccine lies. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 114.62 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University Weid in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. We have our first look at images from Amazon's new Wheel of Time series. Mercedes wins Formula E title, will quit the series at end of 2022. What to know about the U.S. COVID booster plan, and why WHO hates it. Sacklers say they won't pay $4.5 billion settlement if judge rejects immunity deal. Facebook reveals top posts but still won't share key data about disinformation. Samsung says it will stop loading its $1,000 smartphones with ads. Where the sun always shines, putting solar in space. Cuttlefish remember the what, when, and where of meals, even into old age. Hackers who breach T-Mobile stole personal data for 49 million accounts. Switching from Microsoft Edge gets more annoying in Windows 11. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Mary Trump fears Uncle Donald will escape accountability, just like every corrupt president before him. Mary Trump explains how the ex-president traumatized Americans, and how it will impact us forever. Taliban spokesman complains about being supposedly tricked into doing interview with Israeli TV news. Former Trump defense secretary swears he never really planned to go through with his own Afghanistan plan. Unlearned idiot Trump sparks confusion with bizarre historical analogy about Afghanistan evacuation. Mike Lindell lashes out as cyber expert demands $5 reward for debunking election data. GOP's Lauren Boebert failed to disclose husband's income from energy company during 2020 campaign. Montana AG ordered weapons charges dropped against anti-masker who hit an employee in the genitals several times. Jews are going to burn, disbarred California lawyer charged for anti-Semitic threats in synagogue. More evidence of plotting and planning, reporter connects the dots on research done by Capitol rioters. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Tennis star Naomi Osaka pledges winnings to Haitian earthquake relief. Unchecked climate change will make life hellish for outdoor workers. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Aptenics, APTX, gains 4.33% to close at $2.41 on August 18. Equities.com. Stress hormones affect brain plasticity via distinct mechanisms, BioWorld Online. Disruptions to brain's thermostat may underpin autism traits, Spectrum. Poor diet and lack of exercise could increase dementia risk, Health Europa. Recurrent dynamics in the cerebral cortex, integration of sensory evidence with stored knowledge, pnas.org. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Men feel better about aging than women, study shows, inverse. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, August 19, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Help expose the UFO nukes link. Former ICBM launch officer Bob Salas GoFundMe effort. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, August 19, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.